Hi, today we're going to use gloss gel medium. You can use Mod Podge, but I prefer the gel medium. Next, you need some kind of trim to use to decorate it a little bit. Here's some more trim. It doesn't matter what kind of trim as long as you have something to glue it with. You need some fabric. You want it cut in, I cut mine too long. I cut mine about 1 inch by 5 inches. I don't recommend that. I recommend cutting about a 1 inch by 2 to 3 inches. There, that's much better. You need a worn out old wide paintbrush and glass baubles. I prefer glass. You can do this with plastic baubles if you choose. They're a little less expensive too. So here we are. You need, I anchored, oh well, take the top off. You don't need that. You need to just get in the way. I put the end of the bulb on my pinky finger to hold it, to keep my fingers from getting too gooey. I don't recommend that. So here you want to make sure you get a good layer of the gel medium or Mod Podge on the bauble, and you also cover the fabric with the gel medium or Mod Podge. I prefer gloss. You don't have to use gloss. You can use matte or satin. Either of those would work. I sped this part up a little bit because, you know, it's like watching paint dry. There you go. I put my finger in the middle of the bauble, and I don't recommend that because I did cut myself when I did that. Use a paintbrush or a dowel or something like that. See how long those strips are? It was very awkward and difficult, so make the strips shorter than I did. You need a nice thick layer of whatever glue you're using. Not too thick though, you don't want it gloppy. Now this fabric, because I tore it into strips instead of cut it into strips, it kind of curled over on the long edges, so try to prevent that because it creates bumps. There it is, dry. I love this fabric. It's very pretty. You can use any fabric you want. You don't have to. They don't have to be Christmas baubles. They can be Easter baubles or Halloween baubles, whatever you like. Here you put the cap back on. It's going to be a snug fit because you have the fabric up on the neck of the bauble. Next, let's see, I cut off a water bottle. It's the perfect size for drying and for holding those when you're working. I like the 3-in-1 glue. It's sets fast and it stays flexible. I like this trim for this particular project. You don't need much. I think I have about 8 inches there, and that was too much. You want a good dollop of glue here. Probably not as much as I put on, but that's okay. you don't have to put it all the way around either, because as you wind the trim around the edge, it'll spread the glue itself. Your hands will get gooey. The trim is a little stiff, so it takes a little holding on to get it to stay, but it doesn't take long because of the 3-in-1 glue holds it right down. Sorry I didn't get it into the camera view very well on this. A little bit more glue for the end, just to hold that end down. And just takes 30 seconds to a minute tops to hold that down and get it to stick. And there's the basic bauble. Now I'm going to use liquid pearls to decorate it a little more. You don't have to do this. The putting the fabric on could be a good project. This could be a good project for older kids, because they can tear the fabric, they can glue the fabric on, they can do all of this for older kids, say 8 years old and above. I don't recommend it for the younger ones though. Just little dots. If you hear some weird noises, it's because I'm doing this in my I'm doing the voiceover in my living room, and you hear my dogs or my husband or whatever. No big deal. Now I'm going to let that dry. Oh, nope, I'm going to add another color. I like liquid pearls because they dry so fast, but Liquitex, no, not Liquitex, Jacquard makes a really nice three-dimensional paint also, and I really like theirs as well. It's a little more expensive, but that's okay because I think the quality is that much better. I'm using liquid pearls today because that's what I have today. Okay, here it is, all dry. I really like the way it turned out. Could have done without the grain, I think, but it goes with the colors in the fabric. I also made, I'm going to put the tie on now. That's pretty easy. You just use the same trim or any kind of string really, and put it through the little holder thing in the top. Make a basic overhand knot. Doesn't have to be anything fancy or difficult. I'm sure you've put hangers on ornaments before. If you want to purchase a hanger, go for it. If you don't feel like tying all these knots, just purchase the little hook ones and that works fine too. And there you go. Here's your finished bauble. Like I said, you can use any fabric or paper if you choose. It's a little less expensive. The fabric I use, they're all scraps. Left over. It takes very little fabric. If you like to buy fat quarters the way I do, you could probably get 8 or 9 baubles out of a fat quarter. That one with the little snowdrops in it, the dark one, that was green fabric. and the medium, the gel medium, made it much darker. So keep that in mind if you're going to use fabric or paper. Be kind, be caring, most of all, be creative. Have a really good day, and thank you for watching.